and was the centre of the district, and it was the only place that had really any cafes or retail stores. None of the shopping centres were built then, so Dean Street was the centre for absolutely everything, from going to the dentist to the Bluebird Cafe to get fish and chips, or the library, or whatever it was. There was no other destination.
And I can remember as a much younger person, Thursday night, late night shopping when I was at school, that was all the go. When you're a kid, you needed to get down the street and see what was going on. You'd see young guys driving up and down in their newly acquired, done-up car, and it would always be, well, let's go and do a Deanie.
My favourite memory of Dean Street is probably looking through some old history books when we had those veranda posts, you know, and the great pubs we used to have on the corner that have now long gone. I think that really was when Dean Street was at its top.
One of the fondest buildings I had a memory of was the old Terminus Hotel on the corner of Dean Street and Young Street before it was burnt down a few years ago.
We have a significant number of signature buildings in Dean Street that gives it a wow factor much greater than a lot of other cities.
If we can keep our culture or our heritage alive from the colonial era, I think that will just add that little bit of extra flavour. It's already cosmopolitan, which is great, and it's a nice, I think, a blend between the colonial past of its history and the future. But I just hope it doesn't lose that little colonial edge. I think that's very important for Albury.
There used to be traffic islands or traffic domes when you wanted to turn right. They're all gone. They've been replaced by traffic lights. The pedestrian crossing system's changed totally, where they stop all the traffic and let pedestrians go. Before you go on your own, you had to get across there as best you could.
Dean Street, I think it's the main promenade, the artery or axis. It's where people, of course, like to shop, like to show off. It's the main focal point. And then people, they've always drive down the main street to have a look at different things, and they sort of branch off. So it's a key part of Albury.
It's the gateway to the town. I mean, at the end of the day, it's where people judge the city is your main street. They don't drive around 2 blocks and say, what have you got here? They always drive down your main street. So if your main street's not healthy and, you know, tenanted and looks good, well, people just keep on driving.
It's an integral part of, obviously, living in particularly Albury. And I think a lot of Wodonga people love it as well, in that it certainly is has a heart and soul, a heartbeat, yeah.
The beauty of it is that Dean Street is so central. You've got Lavington to the north, Wodonga to the south, and east and west, and it's very central. It's close to the shopping centre, so the clients can come and park their cars here and go and do their shopping.
Everything's so close. So from where we are here, I can walk to the cinemas, I can walk to the supermarket. There's 1,000,001 food places right here. I mean, everything that you need from a kind of utility point of view, yeah, it's all right here. Doctors are here, schools are here. And the best thing is there's no traffic.
People tend to want to gravitate to a place, I think, to relax particularly. So whether it's after hours or weekends. So for that, I think you do need the coffee food culture. Obviously the cinema just close by is good, and that brings a lot of people to town. And
Dean Street is also an important destination that draws people from the region. We will often get families coming in from outlying areas and farms who will come in for the day, and they will come to 2 movies, sometimes 3. They're here for the day. They do their shopping, and Dean Street's important to that extent because it is the focal point. It does attract them to come here in the first place.
We're getting a lot more visitors into our store all the time from places like Newcastle, Geelong, Canberra, Yarrawonga, Shepparton, right through, because we can offer them a lot of food alternatives, retail alternatives, and day trips. We are a bit of a donut. We are a centre. So that's a big plus, and that's why Albury continues to outperform a lot of other cities.
Without Dean Street, my business and my family's well-being wouldn't exist. I'd be doing something different. I would say probably nowhere near as exciting or fulfilling as what I do. I only live 2 blocks from Dean Street. I work on Dean Street. And whenever I want to do anything, if I meet anyone, I have coffee on Dean Street. When I go out for food, I eat on Dean Street.
Going out for breakfast or lunch is not so much a treat or a special occasion. It's kind of just what you do. So it really is part of people's lives. It's the social, it's the company. the ambience, all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty proud, to be honest, that we can kind of have a small part to play in all of that. It's fantastic.
I like to come for coffee several times a week, so almost daily, but they're fleeting visits.
I'll wander off and get lunch pretty well every day. And if you eat out, you tend to be doing that in Dean Street as a rule.
And I will never ever get tired of it, because I think it has a lot of moods. I mean, at night with the lights, sunset's fantastic, and look over the monument. Sunrise is great. I think Dean Street's just one of those iconic streets in regional Australia. No doubt, I never get tired of Dean Street.
So I'd like to see the historic buildings that are currently here preserved. I'd probably like to see more plaques or information boards which identify the history of Albury or any special events. That's something that I think does attract people to the area and give them a feel for our history.
The thing I would love to happen with Dean Street that's never ever going to happen, I'd love it if it was actually square, so everything happened in a grid.
I'd like to see more activity in QE2 Square as a centrepiece, you know, a weekend activity that makes it more like a village where people meet, like Bryant Park in New York City or something like that.
I don't really think it needs a lot of change. Place to me is good the way it is.
Look, it is crucial that it continues to survive, and I think part of this begs the question about internet and internet sales. People still want to be able to go and browse in shops and the like, but when a lot of internet shopping occurs, that may be starting to jeopardise some of those businesses. So I'd like to see it vibrant.
There will probably be less retail shops as we move to more online shopping, or smaller retail shops, and there'll be a continual growth of the restaurant and hospitality industries and entertainment industries, because as we have disposable income, we want to be entertained.